Most seeds grow in the dark. So recently I was watching a podcast, and this podcast has successful entrepreneurs, people who've built successful businesses, and this guy who was being interviewed was a DJ. Okay, his name is DJ Infamous, and he's from Atlanta. So he started out as a DJ in Atlanta, and he worked after getting his degree. He started working, but it was difficult for him to find work, so he started working, minimum wage. He looked for jobs, at McDonald's, at Burger King, other places with minimum wage. So he has a degree from the university, but he would try to get on the radio. Okay, and even his job at the radio station was maybe 2 to 4 hours. Okay, now this job also paid very little. The job at the radio station probably paid, I don't know, $7 an hour, minimum wage. So it's a minimum wage job with a future opportunity that he wanted, and then another minimum wage job, with no future for him that he wanted. So he's working three jobs. Okay, so he's working at a CD store. He's where they sell media, CDs, DVDs, TVs. And he's also working at the radio station. Okay, now he's doing both of these jobs, and his name is starting to grow. How come every time I do a live video, I get messages? So his name is starting to grow. He's starting to become more and more popular, but he's not getting a lot of money. And he would travel 3 hours to do a radio job every weekend, okay, on the weekends. And then I think he would DJ on the weekend as well. But during this time, he's developing himself, okay? He's creating mixtapes. So he's creating mixtapes. He's working on his craft. He's trying to become a DJ. But at the same time, he has to pay rent, and he's living at home with his mother. And the reason why that's important, when I look at that is most people that I know who are successful, there's a period of darkness where you're practicing every day, you're studying every day, you're trying to sell your product, your services, you're trying to learn English in the darkness by yourself. You're trying to improve by yourself. No one can see your progress, and your progress is like this: you make daily progress, okay? And then over time, that progress gets larger and larger and larger. And so, this guy, to go back to the DJ, one day he had the opportunity to host a party at a club, at a disco, you say discoteca in Italiano, where there would be famous people. This is his biggest opportunity. So Usher, is a rapper called Jeezy, and some other famous people would be at this club, and he's doing really, really good. Okay, he's doing really good. Everybody's dancing, everybody's having a good time, and this one job, because he did a good job, so every day he practiced. This one opportunity led to other opportunities, and he quit the minimum wage job. He quit the job at the radio, at the store with the minimum wage, and he started DJing for other clubs. But before all of this growth, that's what usually happens. It usually works like this, right? You work, no results, and then boom, it goes up. It's exponential growth. And so, he was working all this time. He was a DJ, trying different things, getting paid minimum wage. He was working at the radio station, and eventually he got a job or an opportunity at a club, and then eventually he started working at other clubs, and his salary or his revenue increased. And just listening to that story just helps me to just look at myself and for my clients and my students, and to realize and help them to realize that you're going to go through these dark times, these dark periods where you're making small, incremental growth, and then eventually it just boom, it grows exponentially. And so, even with my story, A lot of people from back home will say, "Wow, Paul, you're living in Italy, blah, 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 blah. Wow, it's amazing." But they didn't see for a long time, for 5 years, me and my wife were speaking on Google Translate, or we would talk on Yahoo Messenger for 5 years. We would do that before I came here, and then there were other challenges. They don't see the darkness, right? And even with English or learning Italian, um, it took a long time for me to reach the C1 level or the advanced level. And I was practicing every day, every day, every day, every day, every day with little, small, improvements, small improvements every day for 5 years. And most people don't see that. Okay, so maybe right now you're in the darkness and people can't see that you're practicing every day, that you're practicing your English every day, and probably for you, you can't see it yourself. But eventually, you start to grow and you come above the ground, and then people start to see, wow, you're starting to grow, wow, wow, your English is starting to grow, and then you start to blossom, right? That's how it usually works. So really, a lot of people have the mindset that, oh, I will go to an English class one time per week. Maybe I'll practice once a week and that's it. No, it's a daily, every single day process, and it just takes time. So again, more encouragement for you. Hopefully that helped. That was a good story. And I want to encourage you to keep going. That's the main thing. And we'll talk tomorrow.